All right, we're back, everyone. Hello. Okay, so we're gonna take a moment here and. Are you okay? Okay. Anyway, break these guns then that I don't need. Yeah, hi, Mira. Right. Uh-huh. Any of the tech skills might be science? I don't know. You keep an eye out for anything that gives me science +5. Seriously. Oh, long gun +7. Okay. Tech skills, is that science? Tech is. Okay, so if I equip this real quick,
Think of the unreliable Parvati.
There's always something to fix. And
we
it's
might be
working
able
Nathan.
to
I always took Atmo for granted.
do
Now,
this
if
skill
I
check
drill through
down
the
here
hole,
to
they'll
fix.
suffocate. Exciting.
Ah, now we can do it. Remotely shut off the power going through the bar's side panels. Yeah. We did it, team. Now I gotta put my other armor back on, right? There. Oh. Perfect. I don't even know what the actual bar is. Is that this building over here? Kinda does look like a bar. Now I'm up on this building. Apparently it's still considered stealing if you're taking from things on this roof. Alright. Cool. Excellent. So I think the bar might actually be this building over here, because that's the hospital. This place had like drinking section in it too. Okay.
If you'll just listen.
No, no more listening, no more preaching. We are losing people left and right. We need to act.
Enough, Zora. I'm not putting the torch to innocent people. Do you want to bring the board's cruisers and gunships down on us? Captain, apologies, but our situation grows dire. Our people talk of foolish endeavors. What news do you bring?
They're gunships. They shouldn't stop me from landing here. The printing press is all yours.
Excellent.
Did you find the Vanois?
Yes, the Vanois are on their way back. Yeah, they're lucky I got there in time.
Thank the Eternal.
We're one step closer to bringing the truth to every man, woman, and child in Halcyon. This plan's brilliance is in its subtlety. For the time being, let us cease our activities on the tower, lest we bring premature attention upon us. I have much to do, articles to write, sermons to ponder. We live in such an exciting time. Let's talk later.
Hey, I need to see to the wounded, but drop by the clinic when you can. I want a word.
Okay. Access files on the Halcyon colony. The board's lies. The board vastly overestimates their authority and grasp on power. Without the Earth Directorate's military might to back them up, they will not be able to maintain their life-draining grip on the colony's throne. They spread lies and misinformation to confuse and oppress the masses. Perhaps that's one of the reasons why they have not allowed any colony ships since the Hope's disappearance. They've had 70 years to condition their good little workers to follow the directives unquestioningly. Their lies become more and more transparent over the years past, and will soon be too obvious for even their most deluded colonists to see. The oppression must end. A man from Byzantium told us of an acquaintance who had been arrested for carrying a philosopher's text. Not teaching, not evangelizing, just carrying. They oppress any truth that threatens their corporate structure. Is this what we want? Do we want to live in a society where we can be sent to Tartarus for our beliefs? No, their workers' minds are poisoned. Their will shackled, their dreams hamstrung. This can stand no longer. We must tear this entire regime down. The dangers of corporate society. I hope to someday publish a greater work in which I can more expansively lay out what is clear to me, that our society's obsession with a corporate-run life has stifled and crippled humanity's ability to grow. Well, that's true even today. Alas, for now, I can only collect my scattered thoughts into this barely functional machine. In my younger and more vulnerable days, I bought into the attraction of a corporate ladder, a measured, quantifiable way with which to judge oneself against one's peers. It provided motivation, meaning. Yet my spirit longed for more than just a paycheck. It yearned to reach out and connect with my fellow man. It sought a connection. It sought kin. It sought a familial unit. The corporation claims that they are a familial unit, but they treat us like pets. We beg for scraps at the table, and if they are so kind as to drop one, we praise the ground they tread on, while they usher us into kennels that we call homes. To attach ourselves to contractually obligated family units, strangers to whom we share no more connection than the employers seeking to empower themselves by our union. We bear children out of obligation to our executives who demand a constant workforce. We slave away in the vain hope that someday we too will be like those executives until the day we die and our process burned and filed away as another tick on a human resources paperwork. We have built ourselves into a cold, unthinking, efficient machine, and in doing so, we abandon all the warmth humanity is capable of. I weep for us all. If Deuce was the main character of a game, what style of game would that be, and what would the overall story be? Deuce has to oil all the muscled men, but there are a bunch of women who keep trying to get in the way. Yeah, that would be a Deuce style game. I think Tingle from The Legend of Zelda. That's very much Deuce. I often recall my former friend who once sought to dismantle the corporations, as I still do. When he took ownership of our corporation, I held him in such contempt. I called him a coward, a betrayer. He was becoming the very thing we hated. Now I'm not so sure. Recently, I've come to accept that his heart was more closed than mine. I cannot expect every man to be able to open himself to the eternal truth as I have. There's just some not capable. And it is a tragic thing. Tragic that he is weaker than I'd hope. That he cannot fight for a cause. I empathize with the tragedy. Should the day come when the metal of our spirits clash against one another, then empathy will shield me from guilt. Like the board, he now stands across our path, arms crossed, stubbornly resisting to the eternal truth. Like the board, he spreads, nay celebrates, the poison that cripples our society. Like the board, his stubbornness will only blind him to his inevitable fall. Tragic. Okay. Access files on the Iconoclasts. Personal thoughts regarding Zora. For someone who is committed to the Iconoclast way, I fear that Zora is slipping off the true path. More and more, I fear her attachment to the materialism of our oppressors sways her decisions, more than the search for the guiding of truth that will save us. She often tells me that our people are hungry. I agree. Their spirits long for fulfillment, a much more powerful power than any pang of empty gut. I don't think that's... no. Of all the things to motivate a person, I'm finding freedom has been the most powerful. Many of them still remember being slaves to the corporate structure. Recalling those painful memories lights their fire anew. A man from Fallbrook stopped through on his way to Stellar Bay. After thumbing through our pamphlet, he asked me how we can survive without money. I found an appropriate metaphor in gas masks. When clearing a Manaswarm nest, we wear masks to ward off poisonous fumes. Even after the nest is cleared, the fumes may remain for some time, thus we wear the masks until we are safe to breathe. Until the very last dregs of our poisonous corporation society are gone and attachment to bits will remain. Though their use is uncomfortable, and though they stifle our spirit just as the masks are ill-fitting and limit our vision, we must persist with them until we can cast them aside. Shifting priorities. As our numbers grow, I find that more and more of our population turns to the written word of my pamphlets. I'm happy to continue making them, but I must find a more efficient way to print and distribute this reading material. I wonder if that old printing press might be convinced to run one once more. Wouldn't that be something? To return to my duties as editor in a publication, not only this time of my own control, not stifled by the rules and regulations of style guides and grammar books. Nobody will tell me where to put a comma. I'll put them where they belong, as decreed by the eternal truth. Oh. I feel like dudes would work in like a Pepsi Man style game too, where he's just running around collecting ginger ale and bread. When I realized the truth of philosophism, I immediately wondered how I can be the first to recognize the poisonous spiral that has shaped our society. Then one day I was talking to, of all people, Huxley. She once lamented that she liked nothing more than a pet canid. I confess to know very little about animal behavior, as I am much more concerned with the animal that is mankind, but I stressed that I didn't think such a thing was possible. She let it go, but some weeks later Zora reported the strangest thing. Stories of a marauder with a canid follower. I don't know if it had been cited here or on Terra too, but I immediately thought of Huxley and her reckless, wild imagination. I wonder if she had told other people and if word spread of the possibility until it wriggled its way into the mind of a marauder somewhere. Ideas are insidious. If even a marauder, mindless husk that it is, can be convinced of an idea, there must be hope that for the workers of this colony, poisoned as they are against the eternal truth. If we can shout so loudly that the truth inches its way into the collective consciousness, I'm confident it will spread to the rest of the cosmos. Doozy man. Suppressions of truth. It is very difficult to face the eternal truth that everything happens for a reason, that life and everything in it is the will of the cosmic consciousness. It can be a terrifying one. There is an urge among us all to control the parameters of one's life. This urge is so powerful that it suppresses the eternal truth, simply by existing. Mankind has not shed the weight of its own shackles, and so I find that spreading philosophism is unnecessarily difficult. But the universe cannot suppress it forever. Biology changes, creatures adapt and evolve, and overcome our urges for the better of our species. Someday, our minds will be born more open to this idea. Until then, I must not abandon hope. I feel like a Dudes would be like a Pepsi Man style game. Yeah. Exactly. Alright, here she is. I beat her here. It was a waste and I won. Why are you looking at me? Just talk to me.
Hey, Captain. I need your help, and we ought to keep it hush-hush.
Okay.
You know about what happened here, right? The history of Amber Heights?
You're talking about the massacre. Back when the corps were pulling out, pirates raided the place and killed the MSI bigwigs living here.
Right. Common belief is that the pirates fled to an old relay station that had already been abandoned, but nobody could find them. The station's locked up, but one of my people found an old data cartridge in a nearby raft nest. It's mostly corrupted, but I pulled a couple codes off of it. One is the code to the Amber Heights gate. I don't recognize the other, but it's similar. I bet it opens a door.
Yeah, right? A random door code doesn't sound useful. The Amber Heights game? Why are we keeping this to ourselves? I don't get why this is important. Don't you have bigger problems?
Right. The access codes to Amber Heights. What gets me is, if this belonged to the pirates, that means they knew someone there. If someone gave them the gate code, all those deaths, Captain, all that blood is on their hands.
Okay, why are we keeping this to ourselves?
Graham isn't fond of talking about the history here. He had friends who worked here. The massacre hit him pretty hard. You know him. Live and let live and all that. I don't want to burden him right now, especially if this ends up being a dead end.
Okay, go to the realization, see if the code's useful. Anything else?
Just a warning. The area is infested with mantisaurs.
Of course it is.
I'd send some help, but we're, preparing for war.
Right, I'm on it.
Appreciate it. Here's the code. If it works, bring back anything you find. Supplies are best, but information's good too. If someone was behind the Amber Heights massacre, it'd give a lot of people around here some closure to find out who and string them up. Good luck.
It was probably
Tell me the
Graham.
Taros.
I'm not gonna lie. Probably Graham.
I don't know what it is, but my gun's been acting funny.
Hope you can remember that quote number next time Diz is in chat. Dude, guys, we're up to 842 quotes. It's insane. Alright. Our quest list just keeps going up. Yeah, that's, where is this? Okay, that's down there. Where that is. Sucker bait. That is actually not where I thought it was. Okay. Well, shall we head down there then? Got 3 quests that are gonna take me into there. I think that's probably the closest one. I guess we can go back here and turn in that quest. We'll do that first. So if we stop here, then we can work our way over here. Yeah, all right. That seems like the best option. Because, yeah, okay, so we got 4 quests that are in that area. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a family matter, and we're going to go turn it in and see how well Tucker's holding up against his mom. And then, we'll head down to Fallbrook float. Okay. Hey, Tucker's back. He's sitting here.
Oh, Captain, you did it! My little boy is back, safe and sound. Tell the captain how grateful we are, Tuck Tuck.
Mama, I told you that I'm not staying. I just came back to talk to you about why I left. Then I'm going back to Amber Heights.
Oh, we'll get that silliness sorted out. You're safe here with me, and that's how it's going to stay. Isn't that right?
You do need to work this out. Your son is a grown man. Somebody started treating him like one.
What a sour thing to say. My little boy will always need me. I'm his mama, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mama, what I need is for you to listen to what I want for once. But that's between us. Now you promised the captain a reward, so settle up. Then you and me are gonna have a long talk.
Here, kind stranger. This is every bit I've scrimped and scraped for years to save. But it's more than worth it to have my Tuck Tuck home safe again.
I hate that. Good luck to you both. I'm out. Alright. Let's fast travel back over to here. And we're gonna head down. What were the last few game recommends? Let's see. Ace Combat. 3, 4, and 0.
South here. Off the road and down this slope.
Yeah, I know that. We're not doing that right now. We're gonna go here and...
We've got a decent trek ahead of us. Watch it. These pools don't just stink. They'll take a toe off.
I don't got it.
Take you!
Get wrecked, Mullins. How long are you hit with acid? Is there like acid from the ceiling too? Weakened tactics. Alright, we'll add that to the list. Oops. Can't promise I will want to play that at any when we get to it, but I'll still play it. Oh shit, hang on.
Don't mess with us.
Hold on. I keep thinking the song is talking about Silky's thighs, and it's making me uncomfortable. I know that song. I know exactly what song this is. What song they're talking about. The World Ends With You is such a good game that I always want to play it more, and I want others people to play it. It was one of those games that just like was a ton of fun to play, and that stream was super invested in the story too. And I still remember Vector getting like
We're only halfway to the
reactions and whatnot
Consider stopping in.
when we did. It was awesome. The various like plot. And now I want The World Ends With You 3, but we're never gonna get that.
Oh, well, this is certainly a town, I think.
Fallbrook's great. Anything you want, they've got it. So long as you've got the bits.
Got lights. And fucking spore clouds coming out of the rock.
You seen Arthur today?
Hey, Dancy.
I test every product myself to assure maximum customer satisfaction. If you doubt it, I can show you my lower back rash. No rubbernecking. Make a buy or move on.
Well, it's because you weren't here when I played it, yeah. Alright, what do you got? What am I looking for? Sublight data pad, okay. Image UDL blend. The corporate data pad with UDL branding from the plasma burns and specks of blood on the device. Its previous owner refused to part with it, to quote, over my dead body. Let's buy it. The screen's cracked and most of the damages are non-functional, fused together from plasma damage, but all of the few entries are unreadable. Of those remaining, only snippets can be viewed. Entry number 1, Corporal Saber, if you're reassigned effective immediately, must report to Site Safety Commander Sanders by 1600 HST. Transport provided by non-corporate contractor. Reliable. Proceed overland to research face east town designation Fallbrook. Find kind of a shithole facility is this. I'm never accepting a promotion again unless it comes with a gilded. Cassidy keeps losing her damn key card. Expects me to find it for her, not her fucking Swain. At least Powell is easy on the eyes. Entry number 3. Shit rat fucking alarm went off again before I got a chance to try the weapon. Seen anything like it. Chastity used it for a damn prank. Now Sanders is gonna lock it up and I'll never. Perfect for crowd control. Easy to maintain order in townships once they get their hands on it. Okay. That was less than exciting. This personal data pad for a sublight contractor. This data pad contains a personal journal of Mercer Cole, a low-light sublight contractor. Most entries pertain to slagging his teammates or complaining about shit for pay contracts. The last entry reads, "Can't believe we found fucking Alavite gas in a hibernated Rizzo lab out in the dust bag. Levite? Olivite? Whatever it's spelled, it's worth a shit ton. Who the fuck used that to make candy? Looks like old Gertie's hunch is gonna prove out. Not that I'll ever tell her. So the way she goes primal and the slightest hint of criticism. Too much product for us to transport. Gonna need to ship to smuggle this off world. Probably need Lilia Hagen to find a team. No way Miss Mellon can handle this job at a Fallbrook. Been working on Remy, flying him with the pale kale ale he likes. Figure if I get him nice and sloshed, he'll tell me with the password into that place. Did some exploring while he and Gertie were testing the Alwidi gas. Found an old elevator shaft, a lab coat modded into a hiding spot for some dandified weapon. That's probably worth enough to make a right top runger after I go back for it. Old Mercer's getting himself the Byzantium, you can bet on it. Can't let Remy or Gertie find out. Gertie will go full burn and demand I split the profits. Remy, he'd probably send me to the boneyard and keep it for himself. Okay. Can't buy any of this. Alright, so we got clues for weapons on the void. Acquire the science weapon on Monarch. Acquire the science weapon in the abandoned lab. Alright. Well, let's look at our quests then in the meantime. We got this one. Where is that? Where is that abandoned lab? That is up there. Okay, we can do that. Easy peasy. It's not too far from us. Okay, we're not going to do that one. Take the passcode you found in Sublight's ancient body to Catherine in Fallbrook. Alright, let's go talk to Catherine. We gotta meet her for 2 quests anyway, so... Catherine is in this building. Hey, Catherine. What's going on?
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, you look like a lot of other
Blind, little
NPCs.
bird, or can you not see I'm busy?
Shut the fuck up.
Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful friendly? Welcome to Fallbrook.
I expected
Only
none of
nugget
that.
paradise in this entire law-forsaken land. Like a void damn advert.
Oh, she just comes and says whatever's on her mind, huh?
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise.
If by nugget of paradise you mean a mantodon, then sure.
You know, I ain't heard that one before. Suppose I'll have to work harder to show you just what makes our town shine. But first, I'll need to know what brings you, stranger. Well, I'm half listening.
Okay. Actually, I'm the fixer. For your sublight problem? I need a hand fire. The boss sent me, you oaf. Sanjar said you know something about a corporate operation and operating in secret on Monarch.
Good of you to finally haul your ass over here.
What do you mean finally?
I wired for backup weeks ago. Got something that's gonna require special extraction from Cascadia.
Cut the chase, Millen. Right, the Alta Vitae stuff that Lillian mentioned. Got a passcode on a corpse in Cellar Bay. Guess it grants access to the extraction site?
Found it on a corpse, huh? If you killed Lilia's agent, you get to explain it to her. Not me.
I didn't. Who's did when I got there?
Well, shit. I knew he'd come to a bad end one day. Still, no time for weeping and wailing. We've got a metric fuck-ton of bits worth of salvage just waiting for extraction.
Why did you come back and stick your face in that bee's ass, did he? That quote is aged splendidly. It's not talking about that, did he? But yeah.
So you got a brain on them shoulders. Excellent. Makes my life a world easier.
Catherine, I can kill everyone in this town.
To extract the gas, you'll need to siphon it from the lab in Cascadia into one of your ship's fuel tanks. Totally safe.
Define safe.
Meaning safe for me and my crew. Seeing as it ain't us undertaking the risk.
Okay, remind me what it is.
Do I look like one of them egghead science types? All I know is that labs use it to create plants and livestock out of local species. But it's a controlled commodity, available only to the board, so it is of high value on the dark market.
I can get it done.
I do like your gumption, but let's not be hasty. To get to the gas, you'll need to navigate through the town, which is overrun by marauders.
Yeah,
The lab itself has become an infested nest, crawling with mantis. You gotta fight through, or figure out some other way to exterminate them. Maybe the ventilation system?
No problem. Nyoko's handled Manosaurs before. I saw ones that I could probably cook something up. I'll find a way around the Manosaurs.
I shall leave the details to you. Now, after you clear the mantis nest and reach the storage room, all that's left is to get the gas flowing into the fuel system. The task will require someone with technical skills. Or you could force it through with a plasma overload. Don't recommend that option, though, unless you want to get dead.
Good thing we have our engineer, Pavardi.
Load vapors into a liquid propellant tank? I think I know how to do that. No, I can do that. I think. Yes. Mostly? Definitely.
Thanks, Pavardi.
Dandy. Did I mention the gas is of an extremely volatile nature? Handle it with the utmost of care. Once you've got our goods, take them to the groundbreaker. Lilia's fencers ought to handle the rest of it.
Sure.
I've marked the coordinates for you to the lab in Cascadia. On the terminal, use the passcode you got from Stellar Bay to get in. But before you make your run, I could use a heavy helping hand regarding a local issue. For a fine fee, of course.
Sure. Might be interested.
Good. This particular matter of opportunity has been eating at me for a while now. There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable prick. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. I want it. Clear as that.
I get the feeling this is going to involve murder and mayhem.
Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of Monarch, is swimming in profit and drowning in his ego. He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. I want that Borst factory, owner dead or alive. And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid fucker who's gonna get it for me.
What specifically do you want me to do?
Kill him, run him out. I don't rightly care for the details, so long as Clive knows resistance to me is costly and futile.
I don't feel like I want
Hit
to
him where it hurts.
do
In
this,
his
so...
gut or his production lines ought to make do.
Say I wanted to sabotage the factory.
Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the canning machinery.
And if I wanted to kill him?
Sometimes the simplest solution is the sweetest. I don't give a whit about the method or the means, just the end.
I don't like the
It'll be more than good
this
when you're
quest.
finished. Maybe not for Clive, but for me and you, I'm sure. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the dry goods and sundry building. He ought to have an employee ID in that stash of illicit goods he keeps for select clientele. May luck be with you, since I won't be.
I may not do that quest, because, yeah.
How's Clot?
No, don't. Let's talk about something else.
Sure.
Sandra said you know something about a corporation operating
Might
secret.
be I know something about it. Might be someone hired my crew to blind drop supplies on the northern bridge. Might be they sure as shit weren't pirates. Now that I consider it, I ain't heard from my delivery team in far too long. Find them for me, and I'll pay you handsomely.
Yeah.
And I'll thank you kindly for it.
Alright. What else do we have to do here in Fallout? 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 Okay, so where's this? This is right there, okay. Slaughterhouse Clive. It's right there. This is back up here. Alright, we're gonna do Areas Unseen, and then we'll go to Weapons of the Void. Before that though, guys, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more The Outer Worlds here in just a moment.